Hello and welcome to Teaching with Instagram. My name is Dr. Lucy R. Littler and I'm a lecturer in the English department at Rollins College. In this chapter, I provide some student-authored examples. These examples show not only how a specific student created their selfie, but also how they took those images and turned them into the essay part of this assignment. This image shows the student's sister looking through a keyhole. In her essay, the student explains the connection to our course. She writes, out of the 6 selfie and community posts I have submitted throughout this past half of the semester, my favorite is my post for week 5, the eye looking through a keyhole. The theme I portrayed through this picture is the predominant idea exemplified throughout the novel Revolutionary Road, that we hide all of our problems to keep the image that we live the perfect and non-problematic lives, which is often not the case. Americans living the dream are in the habit of putting up fronts and facades so that people on the outside cannot detect the truth of what is really happening behind closed doors. This image shows a student's grandfather, a Cuban immigrant, celebrating his birthday. In her essay, the student writes, my favorite Instagram post in our class endeavor to develop the growing definition of the American dream and nightmare is my grandfather, Alejandro Lopez. In the photo, he is celebrating his 80th birthday that turned out to be his last. My parents and I are singing to him, and in this moment of utter joy, I snapped the image on my phone before he blew out the candles to make a wish. This image is a celebration of a lifelong milestone. If there was anyone I knew in my life that personified the American dream, it would have been him. He accomplished many notable things while he was alive that pertain to the characters we read. The importance of heritage and the deep roots of racism are themes in just a few of the various novels we read that not only affected my grandfather, but the many citizens that inhabit the United States in their quest for the American dream. This image shows a flower about to bloom. In her corresponding essay, the student elaborates on her post, writing, what is the American dream and what does it mean to me? How is it embodied in the works I've read? Those are questions I've attempted to answer with my selfies. My favorite image was of a blooming camellia that I chose for week 1. To me, this flower represented hope, and I claimed that hope was integral to the American dream. I chose the flower to represent hope because it was just at the beginning of its life. It was blooming, a stage of life full of promise, for it would soon be a complete being, a full-fledged person, just like Sarah of Anzia Yezierska's Bread Givers becomes. Their journeys are analogous. They are closed and secret at first, but then they bloom and flower, showing off what and who they have become. Unlike Sarah, the flower has a biological imperative to bloom. Its hope is ingrained in it. However, that simply makes Sarah's journey and all those that hope towards their dream more poignant. Finally, this example shows the student, her mother, and her grandmother. Though she did not choose to develop this post into an essay, I thought it was another excellent example of the kind of critical and connective thinking that this assignment inspired in students as they engaged with course materials. In her caption, she writes about this image's connection to the novel Dreaming in Cuban by Cristina Garcia. Here is a photo of 3 generations of women in my family, my grandmother, mother, and I. Though we may look similar, we each grew up in very different times of American life and butt heads when it comes to ideology, preferences, etc. Celia, Lourdes, and Pilar share similar generational gap issues and push them away from each other due to the severity of the times from the country from which they hail. The social change that comes with each generation, however, molds the American dream. So no one's opinion of what it is truly correct because it's different for everyone. For Celia, the dream is Cuba. For Lourdes, the dream is control in her entrepreneurship, and Pilar is still figuring out what her dream is. They must all learn that the dream is unique to each of them and learn to coexist or risk losing touch completely of each other.